So there was this group that was trying to revive the Wii Shop. I, look, I understand you want to, relive some history or whatever, and there are some things that is happening gaming that you don't want to forget or you don't want to let go of. Trust me, I believe it. I'm a big fan of it. I just did a video about the Wii U online capabilities going down, but these group of guys or girls or whoever they are, they tried to revive the Wii Shop all the way up to actually you having like points to possibly purchase games or re-download the games that you had, which I think that is very noble if you're doing that aspect. But it comes a point where you don't want to mess with a company like Nintendo. And I think this is the biggest thing that I'm taking from this. Nintendo will take you down easily for doing the simplest things. Now, what people are doing on the Wii itself, as far as soft modding and jailbreaking, I am not against that. Don't get me wrong. I mean, but the main reason why I want things jailbroken, and I don't understand why companies did this. This is the devil. I don't understand why region lock is a thing on these consoles, any of them. There's a reason why I have a Japanese Famicom down, or a Super Nintendo down there, Super Famicom, because I can't stand region lock stuff. So, I don't get it. But nevertheless, outside of that, you don't want to mess with none of these companies when it comes to messing with their IPs or messing with their apps or anything of that nature. If you're going to do it, you need to keep it on the low where you're somewhere in the dark web doing this, and you may want to tiptoe or tread very lightly. These guys had a whole Discord up about reviving the shop, possibly just having unlimited points if the point system didn't work, where you can just revive and download everything. Now, I get it if it's brought back up so you can download the stuff that you purchased. Now, I get it. Now, that stuff, it's yours. You're entitled to it. You should get it back. Now, I have my stance on piracy as well. Like if something is not available, it's not piracy in my opinion. If it's not readily available for you to buy, it's not piracy. But you can't go about the way of these guys, what they were doing. These guys were trying to open up they're trying to open up an app or a website or whatever you call it on the Wii Virtual Console, whatever you want to call it, and try to run it as if it was their own. I mean, I don't think, I mean, I'm not a legal expert, but I'm pretty sure that Nintendo will strike that immediately. And these guys are lucky that a bunch of drama came about their Discord prior to that happening. What was that guy named? That Bowser guy who basically got his life ruined because of, this type of stuff. I don't know if it was the same type of thing, but Nintendo came after him and it was a wrap. So I think it's named Gary Bowser or something like that. So there's things on the Wii. There's some things on the PlayStation 2, things on the original Xbox. There's things on the 360, PS3, pretty much all of these consoles for the most part. And I think there's even works on now that they're trying to jailbreak the PS5. They're jailbreaking these consoles so you can have access to the full capabilities of these consoles. That's just how it goes. I mean, it happens. So when they do those type of things, you may want to just tread lightly, even in that sense. The last thing you want to do is try to jailbreak the PS3 and start your own PS3 PlayStation store. You know what I mean? You probably don't want to do that, I mean, you don't want to get into those areas where you're using like legit assets of these companies to try to run just run a market. I mean, you don't want to do it. It's bad enough, like the homebrew channel, it's technically not, Nintendo. So that flies under the radar for the most part. Even with like the Dolphin emulator, that flies under the radar. I mean, you just can't put it on Steam, obviously. I mean, you don't want to do that. But, most of these things are fairly, just seen with the blind eye. Some of these companies not going to bother you if you really like jailbreak your console and leave it offline. There's not much they can do. I mean, they're not going to like come to your house or anything or anything like that. I don't expect it. I mean, Nintendo is Nintendo. But my thing is, like, if you're just jailbreaking these consoles and you're just doing your thing with it, 9 times out of 10, nobody's going to care. But when you start doing stuff like this and you're starting to use that jailbroken console or that soft modded console to start running like like these type of apps, you start trying to run these type of apps, then you're gonna probably have a problem. Like these type of apps you don't want to mess with. It's like, yeah, they're lucky this didn't take off as far as it could have, where the Nintendo would have caught an eye to this. Because if that was the case, these guys would have been closing up shop immediately. Like it is very fortunate that they, lived to see another day. Now, what's going to happen with this? I don't know. I'm not. I don't want no parts of it. I'm good. For the most part, I have a soft modded Wii, and all the games that I have are the games that I own. The only reason why I soft modded mine is for the region lock capabilities. If I wanted to get a Japanese GameCube game or whatever, I can play it. You know what I'm saying? That's mainly the reason why I have jailbroken consoles, for the ones that are region locked. Outside of the ones I can afford, like I have a Japanese PS2, I have a Japanese Saturn, and I have a Japanese Famicom. But there's some consoles that need to be jailbroken that I can get some of their some of the Japanese games. Like even with my PlayStation 2, I jailbroke that before I bought a Japanese PS2. So that's just how it was. Those are the things that I just cannot stand why region lock was a thing. I don't get it. I never understood it. But nevertheless, these guys here, they're lucky. They're very lucky. They're lucky that they did not get in trouble with this, because this was way too close to the fire. Way too close to the fire. And if they got it off the ground, enough for Nintendo to notice, they would have got a cease and desist immediately, and probably would have had some. I think one thing about the Wii or the reshop or whatever you want to call it, I think that Nintendo would have probably jumped on them really quick, because Nintendo is a big stickler about not only just the piracy aspect of their games. It's just that you want to use this route to do it. It's one thing to make a game that's similar, a modified game, cease and desist, cool. But this right here, you're dealing with like real bad territory here. You could have possibly got into like Nintendo servers or any of that nature running through this pipeline. And yeah, those guys would have been in serious trouble. So let me know what you guys think. Like, share, and subscribe if you like the video. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome for the support lately. I cannot thank you guys enough. I'm going to get up out of here. You guys have a good night. All right, y'all. I'm out. Peace.